The indigenous forests of Magoebaskloof are richly abundant in biodiversity. And this valley is home to the critically endangered Cape Parrot. We set out to try and find these enigmatic birds. So we've arrived at the beautiful Forest Bird Lodge. We're in the cottage, not the cabin. We've stayed in the cottage before, so know it well, and it's really awesome. And yeah, the birding in Magoebaskloof any time of year is good. It's pretty cold right now with a cold front, but I see there's a fireplace, so that should keep us warm. And we'll just bird, but overall, considering how difficult it is to see and how endangered the Cape Parrot is, we've set ourselves a goal of seeing and even getting some footage of the Cape Parrot. So hopefully we'll succeed, but overall I know the birding will be good. And a bit later in the episode we chat to Anne. She gives us a bit of a rundown of the accommodation and what they've been doing in Magoebaskloof. And above all, stay tuned till the end of this episode. Who knows if we get to see the Cape Parrot or not, and the only way to find out is to watch to the end, and right now we don't know if we're going to get it either. The short forest walks allow anyone to take in this amazing environment. Decided to do one of the little walks that goes down from the cottage. It's a really awesome venue to bird. Most of the birds you can get round the cottage. They're these lovely walks, so you honestly don't have to drive around very far. So just 200 meters down from the cottage, and I've arrived at an absolutely beautiful piece of river. It's called Split Falls, little waterfall that you can hear from the cottage. I'm just blown away by this forest. I mean, to be honest, if the Garden of Eden still existed, and I know it sounds a bit melodramatic, but seriously, if it still existed, it would probably be here. I mean, it's just awe-inspiring. Yeah, almost beyond words, actually. It's really beautiful. More Cape Parrots again. I hope before the end of this weekend we can get to see them. But yeah, they're definitely around. You can hear the typical parrot call. Just amazing. Being in this old forest, these incredibly tall trees. I mean, who knows how old these things are. And hearing the parrots calling. Yeah, it's really, so far, been a phenomenal weekend. And I mean, Magoebaskloof must be just about one of the top birding spots in the country. I mean, it just leaves you breathless. As you walk through these beautiful mature forests, you can understand to some extent just why the Cape Parrot is facing the plight that it is. You know, these trees are huge. They're absolutely beautiful. And unfortunately, we as humans have this need to own stuff. We want beautiful things. We want to possess stuff. And, you know, these trees are epically beautiful. And unfortunately, for that reason, we see the need to cut them down, to turn them into furniture, to turn them into things that we call beautiful. But ultimately, for me, I mean, there's no comparison to the beauty of the actual forest itself. And, you know, these yellowwood trees are food for the Cape Parrots. And you know, logging is a problem. It really is removing their food and really making it difficult for them to survive. We set off for Bongani Falls to try and find the parrots. This road is quite rough in places and a high clearance vehicle is recommended. So we've stopped halfway up the road to Bongani Falls, just for a coffee break. Beautiful spot of indigenous bush. And we've heard some green twin spot calling, so we're going to see if we can try and get a look at them. Really good bird to get for this forested area. Tiny little thing, very secretive, and you can often hear them, but difficult to see. And oh, is the scenery spectacular. This is the exact spot behind me where the grey wagtail was seen several years ago, and both grey and mountain wagtails prefer these shallow, fast-flowing mountain streams. So whenever you're in any sort of area that has these sorts of shallow, fast-flowing streams, it's always worth checking out for mountain wagtail. They certainly are more common than grey wagtail, which is a rarity. And you never know, grey wagtail, Bongani Falls have also been seen at Walter Sisulu Botanical Gardens. So always check these sorts of habitats for the likes of grey and mountain wagtails. So I would also recommend when you come to Bongani Falls to go past the picnic site, take a walk through it, look in the high trees for birds. There's certainly stuff you'll get. But more importantly is, this is a forest area, so ultimately you also want to do forest birding. And there's a good section of forest at the end of the picnic site. The forest continues to get better as you travel past the falls. Stopped here by Apache Forest. There's a bird party, including black-throated wattle-eye. So we're hoping to get a look at those and maybe even, we're lucky, some video. A really awesome patch of forest here. The light's starting to fade, but we're doing our last coffee stop before we head back to the cottage. Really had an awesome day so far. We've had black-throated wattle-eye, possible sighting of black-fronted bushshrike. We've heard a party of green twin spot go past, yellow-streaked green bull at the cottage this morning, and lots of them around in the forested areas. We've also seen a small party of red-backed manakins come past. In the forest, all too skittish to get a camera on them to get some video, but really good stuff so far, and hopefully we'll get some more in the forest tomorrow. Well, Anne, we've been staying here for most of this long weekend now, really loving the birding atmosphere and awesome environment. How long have you guys been in Magoebaskloof?
We've been here for 8 years. This is our 8th year. Owned the property for 12 and decided to retire up here.
Brilliant. And how long has it been going as an accommodation venue?
It's been going for 7 years.
Oh, brilliant.
And we've got 2 units, the cottage and the cabin. The cottage is double story.
Yeah.
The cabin is slightly bigger, and it's a bungalow with 2 bedrooms en suite with outdoor showers.
Oh,
as
awesome.
well.
And then I see you've got a lot of sustainable living, environmental awareness and water usage messaging throughout the cottage.
We're very aware of the environment and feel that we've got to look after it.
And electricity wise, I know when we arrived that you guys mentioned that we wouldn't be disrupted in terms of electricity.
My husband very cleverly imported a turbine from New Zealand and put it in the river, because obviously we can't do solar in the forest.
Yeah.
So it's providing about 60% of our power, which means that we've had very little load shedding.
Oh, awesome.
And it's made a huge difference to us and the guests.
Yeah. So obviously with the cold front, it's been a little bit chilly staying here this weekend. But what's the weather like generally in Magoebaskloof, winter and summer?
Winter is cold at night, and you need a fireplace,
Yeah.
which we do provide.
Yeah.
During the day, you can peel off clothing, and we just enjoy walking in that type of weather. In summer, it gets quite hot, can get to 34 degrees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And birding wise, what are the birds that appeal to you in this area?
I think our special bird is an arena trogon. We've got 3 breeding pairs.
Yeah.
And of course, when they're calling at breeding season, they're very easy to spot. And they always turn their back on you.
Yeah.
But they do tend to try and take you away from their nests. So it's quite easy to follow them and photograph them.
Yeah, I know in my case it took me nearly 20 years to find my arena trogon, so they're notoriously difficult to find. And night birds, what do you get in this area?
We have the wood owl, and I love that call.
Yeah.
And it just makes me feel that everything's fine with the forest.
Thanks for your time. For anyone who wants to stay here, I'm going to put the web address for your accommodation as well as some contact details in the comment section on the video, and hopefully they can contact you and come and stay in this really, really awesome area.
Thank you very much. We love having guests.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
So second day up here on Forest Drive, still trying to get to see and get footage of Cape Parrot. Heard quite a few of them. Again, back at one of these beautiful little mountain stream waterfalls here. So we'll see what we get. I'm sure we'll get more than just Cape Parrot, and looking forward to birding this awesome road again. So just having a coffee stop by the Hook Hiker's Hut. Just got a Samango monkey in the tree near the car. Quite nice. When you're birding, it's not always about birds. It's about getting out and appreciating nature. And it's quite nice to see Samango monkey compared to the vervet monkeys and chacma baboons, which is normally what we birders encounter in the wild. So yeah, the Samango monkey was a very nice sighting. Oh my word, Forest Drive, forget Bongani Falls. This Forest Drive is truly epic. I mean, the scenery is absolutely insane. Forest Drive just keeps getting more and more amazing. Just hearing Barrett's warbler calling in the background. Gonna see if I can try and find it. But yeah, Forest Drive, I'm speechless, really. It's incredible. It's the final morning of our trip. One last effort to try and find Cape Parrot. It's very windy, so I suspect we may not be lucky. We may have to settle with only having heard them this weekend, so they are around. But we'll see what we get. Maybe we're lucky, and hopefully we do finally get to see Cape Parrot. Here behind me is the very clever little generator that Anne spoke about supplying the cottage's needs. Quite amazing that a small little machine like that can supply 60% of the property's electricity needs just from a small little mountain stream. It's quite an awesome little thing to see, actually. Walking near Cape Parrot, they're close. can actually hear the Cape Parrots calling in the background, so I'm hoping they're heading this way. We might finally get our prize. And that's it. The whole weekend has been like chasing ghosts. We've heard Cape Parrots, we've had people tell us where they see them, what time of day, and we just keep missing them. But finally, last morning of the day, about 9:30, a group of them settled in that tall, dead blue gum tree. There's about 3 or 4 of them, and they called for a while. And yes, the mythical Cape Parrot has materialized. So absolutely, really blown away that we got to see them. And yes, there's still Cape Parrots around. Yes, they're endangered. And yes, they're facing issues with their populations declining. But they're still around, and they're still an incredible bird to see. So absolutely incredibly thrilled to finally have achieved the highlight of our morning. So it really has been an awesome weekend. I have to say though, forest birding is tough. You generally get a second or less glimpse of your birds. There's such an expanse of the same habitat that you don't have a specific spot where you can go and see a specific species. So you really have to listen for the bird parties. You have to work hard when they're around on catching them as they move, look for the movement, listen for the calls, and you often only get split seconds to view them and then make your identification. But more importantly, when we came here, the whole objective was to see and get some video of Cape Parrots. They are, as we've seen, quite endangered. They are suffering from the removal of the yellow wood trees, which is their main food source, and their numbers are down and they're declining, and they are endemic to the region. There's probably between 500 and 1500 of them left, so they're constantly under threat, and who knows when we won't have Cape Parrots anymore. Although fortunately there are a lot of people doing good work to try and re-establish yellow wood trees, re-establish their food source, put up nest boxes to help them with their breeding. So, you know, all is not lost for the Cape Parrot, but, you know, chasing after these rare and endangered birds is truly a special moment, and when you get to see them, it really makes all the hours we put in the bush all the worthwhile. So honestly, we've seen so many phenomenal birds this weekend in Magoebaskloof. We've seen black-throated wattle-eye, olive woodpecker, yellow-streaked greenbull, yellow-throated woodland warbler, Cape batis, scaly-throated honeyguide, of course the Cape Parrot. The list goes on. So, to be honest, you have to bird Magoebaskloof. You have to come and stay here, or I mean there are other places, but you've seen this forest bird lodge is truly spectacular, nestled in this amazing bush, and you won't go wrong any time of year birding Magoebaskloof. And you know, maybe you're lucky and you get to see the Cape Parrot too. Anyway, thanks for watching, and please subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so that you get informed of new videos when they're up, and we'll see you on another episode soon. Thanks.